What is up, guys? Del Boy here. So Jarrell Miller is back in action on the 11th of November. He is going to be fighting the former world title challenger Mariusz Wach from Poland. And I have to say, I felt last time out, Jarrell Miller, when he fought Gerald Washington, that was his biggest step up so far, and he won the fight. He passed with flying colours in my opinion, and it's good to see him build on that with another step up fight. For my money, Mariusz Wach is a better fighter, a better heavyweight than Gerald Washington. Washington is more skilled, you'd say, but Mariusz Wach is a lot more tougher. He's bigger, he hits harder, and is more relentless. You know, Wach isn't as good technically, but he's better in pretty much every other department, in my opinion. You know, he's not going to come there to make up the numbers, and I kind of got that impression from Gerald Washington. You know, for a lot of that fight, to me, Gerald Washington didn't want to know, and I don't think you're going to get that with Mariusz Wach. Mariusz Wach has one of the best chins in the business. Vladimir Klitschko couldn't stop him. Povetkin stopped him in the 11th or 12th round due to a cut. You know, he was never buzzed in those fights, so that gives you an idea of how good Mariusz Wach's chin is. You know, and I think it's going to be a good workout for Jarrell Miller. I really do. It's a great step up fight, and he's going to get some work, man. He's going to get some work. I would expect Jarrell Miller to win the fight because ultimately, from what I've seen of Miller, he's got a good gas tank. He will let his hands go. He'll work the body. He'll kind of grind his opponents down, and I've got the feeling that he's going to outwork Mariusz Wach. I don't think he's going to get Wach out of there. If he does, that's a great look because Wach is extremely tough, like I said. I can't see a stoppage, but I would imagine Miller is just going to be too busy working that body, letting his hands go, whereas Mariusz Wach will be using his jab and trying to look for that right hand when he can land it, kind of thing. If Mariusz Wach lets his hands go, which he doesn't do often, it'll be interesting. I do think he needs to be busier in terms of throwing more shots, and also he needs to sit down on his punches a little bit more, because Mariusz Wach is a big guy, but he doesn't really sit down on his punches that much. If he did that, you know, maybe he'd generate more power. He's a big guy, so he has got some sort of power there, you know. He definitely hits harder than Gerald Washington, in my opinion, but he's not a particularly big puncher either. So I think Mariusz Wach, sometimes he'll need to stand his ground and sort of sit on his shots and try to hurt Jarrell Miller, or at least make Jarrell Miller reluctant to come forward in quite the aggressive manner he does, you know. If Wach can find the target, and Wach should be able to find a target because Jarrell Miller gets hit a lot, but if Wach finds the target and Miller feels the power, this is going to be a really interesting fight. If Wach cannot hurt Miller, then I'd expect Miller just to outwork him, to be honest. But overall, I think this is a really good test for Jarrell Miller. It's the type of step up I would have liked to have seen him take, and he's taken it. So, as a boxing fan, I am satisfied with this fight. I would have rather seen him fight Dillian Whyte, but that fight never got made. But I am cool with this fight, you know. I think it's a good fight. So, credit to both guys for taking it. It should be a decent fight. And it's good. It's a good learning fight for Jarrell Miller because he's going to be fighting taller guys in the heavyweight division. You know, we've got Deontay Wilder, 6'6". Anthony Joshua is about 6'6" as well. So Miller has to fight these guys to prepare himself. And Mariusz Wach is a good sort of gauge, you know, for fighting somebody that height. Mariusz Wach, for my money, is obviously nowhere near as good as those two guys I mentioned, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. But it will give Jarrell Miller the experience of what it feels like to fight a significantly taller man, you know. I believe Mariusz Wach is like 6'7" or something like that. So it's going to give him that experience at least. Good fight for Jarrell Miller. I expect him to come through. But I think Wach will give him some problems. I really do. You know. What do you guys think? Peace.